Let's start it up. We'll start it with our friend Pepe coin. All right, let's get it in range here because I did a video just yesterday, and when price got into this range, tap the box up here and suggested, hey, price looks like my chop sideways. Or actually, I thought it was going to give it up, but chop sideways first, and it didn't chop much at all. You just chop your hand off. But this is Pepe coin, man. Like, lest anyone think that this is a coin that I would invest in. It is not. Most of this analysis should play out within a few hours. Maybe 12, 24 tops, you know. Like this stuff usually plays out relatively quickly. So, you know, as price came into this range, it could not hold. I guess the plan was not to come in and attack these highs. I mean, it came in here, it gave the impression that we were going to start recovering more, but again, I put this box in because this is the bottom of this structure here as well, right? So if price was going to get into this region, I thought it would have to pierce this box in on top and then start chipping away at this, which I thought was going to be a tough task. I didn't think we were going to get up into this range. We start pushing 2K, and yeah, I think Pepe is going to have to do a little bit more work to get up in there. And yeah, here we go. What do we do? This price action on the 5-minute was able. So my suggestion was, hey, we came in here, price crossed down. I thought price was going to come in a little bit further down into this range. It did later on, but not before it blessed us with the good old rise, retrace, continuation a few times. And just like back here, just like we did in this range, Pepe gave multiple opportunities after its first signal crossing up over the 800 EMA, even the 50 over the 200. Rise, retrace, came right back in, came in deep on this one, right? Rise, retrace, came in deep again. This would have been tough to sort out. But if you're following this coin and you're playing it, you probably would have figured out what was happening here with higher lows, you know, stab down, but these candle closures are all nice structure except for here. This is a shakeout. But again, why is it a shakeout? Because right after this move, where do they go? Straight to the moon. One pause right here, but everything's higher lows, right on up. First retrace, second retrace, third retrace in this box here. And if you're, you know, feeling frosty, you still wanted to get involved, this box up here. Actually, let me turn on the EMA cloud because that's the principle I've been using to play this, because it's been very hot. So as price comes to this cloud, if it uses it as a bounce point, that's where you're gonna have to buy. I mean, there's just no getting around it, right? Just no getting around it. That's how this coin operates on the 5. It's hot. So when you're looking to buy on a retrace, it's very limited options, right? Very limited once it wants to move. So if you're not Johnny on the spot down here, and you're taking it after big moves like this, you only got a couple opportunities that are going to present themselves in the charts that they're going to allow you to build a position before this thing rockets on out of here. But just like we were doing back there, Pepe gave you a few opportunities here. Rise, retrace. Could have bought in somewhere in here. Again, it would have been tough. You're still chopping sideways. Chop. But again, get some of these trend lines in, get some of these boxes, these wick lows. What are we doing again? Lower, higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low. This one came in stab low. But again, looking at this trend line and seeing how price interacts with it. Then it started to sit on top of the 50. This would have been a great retrace somewhere in here. But again, I was just using this purple box. This purple box was my guide. I was suggesting, hey, buy anywhere in here and build a position even. And I even suggested at one of these points, I think it was back in here or back here, where price really started to get aggressive to the upside. I suggested, hey, you could buy at the 50, below the 50, top of this box, bottom of this box would be, or even slightly below. And you could split your order up into 4s. If you had 10s, you could split them up even more. Point is I felt this was a range that could be bought, and you had some cover on the downside, right? Where this thing wasn't going to fall apart. But yeah, Pepe's doing his thing, and on the downside, I mean, same thing. If you were on the short, I mean, this was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for a short as it came into the 50, popped back up. Get shorted here. It's the same concept: rise, retrace, continuation. You know, except dump, retrace, continuation, right? So, you know, on the way down, works the same way. Big dive, bigger dive. All right, so let's see how we even this out a little bit. But it's all, you know, it's all the same, right? None of this changes. And whether you're going up or down. Rise, retrace, continuation. Dump, retrace, continuation. You know, you just don't really know when you're big. You know, these big dump points are going to be, and that's why you got to stay in the game and wait for these big breaks to happen. You just hard to determine exactly when they're going to take place, right? So let's see what we got for Pepe today. But yeah, just keeps doing it now. What we suggest is going on here. Yeah, we might have our first bottoming pattern coming on. Our second. Because looks like they tried right here, right? Start to form this W. But we broke down, went further, we went lower, so now we got another one forming, gets above the 50, comes back in, does not handle it well. This is actually a good slice right here. Let's see if it holds. This is a great candle. This big green candle right here gives a lot of confidence. Gets up to the 200. Now gives you the retrace. This is a perfect retrace. This would be a buy right in this section. EU Brinks. We got the New York opening up. This is the U.S. Brinks right here. Sorry. But they just moved price right away from it. What I would be looking for possibly is a stab back down into the daily open, maybe yesterday's low. And if this is going to recover, it should recover right around here and turn and burn, head to the upside, give you the W we're looking for right at the bottom here, right? This is what you're expecting to hold and then start to build on, you know, this little trend line here. And I say little because, you know, we got 2 touch points. So this is 2 touch points on the 5-minute at the bottom. You know, it doesn't really constitute a strong trend, but it's what we got. So, and just like as you saw here, the price came in, started to make a bottom. Yeah, it just broke down. Like you could have used this, I guess, but it never really panned out. This one's forming. Yeah, this high would have been. Yes, came in too steep. This looks like it has a shot to hold. This looks like it has a shot to hold, but we'll see what happens. You know, you always got to check in with Big Daddy Bitcoin, because, you know, let's face it, ain't none of these coins going anywhere without Bitcoin, right? Like very few have the ability to make a serious move unless Bitcoin makes the move, right? Maybe Bitcoin Cash right now is pretty hot, Litecoin, you know, because the halvening. You know, that's kind of about it, unless there's a specific news story. Here's a nice structure though, you know, higher low, higher low, higher low. So, you know, what we're hoping for is this local low is in for Bitcoin. Let's just see what we got. What can we make here? What patterns can we make? Yeah, it looks okay. I like to slice it. Why does it do that to me? Straight. Come on. Alright, there we go. That looks pretty good. Maybe something like that. Something like that for Bitcoin right now. Give me an idea of some bounce points, because I mean they look like they're crossing this 58 EMA up over 200 on the 5, and oh, we can see what that brings, right? That brings some heat, and that's what this action's for, man. They bring it down hard, tug it, so that we can move in, get this cross up, and at least insinuate that action, right? Like whether they do it or not, you know, this is the move. This is a skim play down here, back here. Well, it crossed below, but it got out of dodge fast. This was tough to play. Ooh, that's choppy. I forgot what this was going on over here. But as long as Bitcoin holds posture, I think we'll be fine. I mean, I'm looking for Bitcoin to crack down, though, to be honest with you. I don't know that's going to push up much higher at the moment. I think we might be coming in for a little down move to 28.5-ish. That's what I'm looking for. This broader channel here up top. You know, we got some things going on in Bitcoin after this big move. You know, from the 24, 25-ish area down here. Yeah, when it pushed all the way up. So let's see, it's got to hold this, you know, but it didn't go anywhere. Bitcoin didn't go anywhere. Like, this is where it was supposed to take off now, right? This was it. Actually, that's new at 21.532. All right. Well, that's something. That's something. Oh, we just got in here. Huh. When did I draw that? I drew that a while ago, huh? Yeah, I drew it off of these guys, suggesting price would get into here. Because I don't like this top. I think this entire top, this double top, is manufactured pretty much. After, you know, so this is a lower RSI push. Back when we got the highs, this was the original. This is where you got bearish divergence on this. So, meaning the strength of the buying was not commensurate with what was going on back here. And thus, price completely collapsed after. So I view this as like this is the, to me, real Bitcoin top here, here. And when I say real, I mean it has the potential to be supported here. Yeah, I don't think that Bitcoin was able to be supported up in this range, right? I think it had issue up this high. And you can see it was able to trade a little bit in these areas. Up here, not so much. Not so much. Right? So I think Bitcoin has much more of an opportunity to come back into here, 57 or 55-ish, let's call it, you know, and trade. These I think would get knocked down again as they came in, but we're talking about the trend line, right? And how we can build a line to trade off of. And I'm actually digging this line right here. And look at this trajectory. So we know that Bitcoin is not going to be able to hold that, right? And it's already moving away, moving sideways, because it's not going to hold this angle. It's just, you know, we're not going to be, in all likelihood, at 60, 65K challenge in the highs in August or September. It's probably not in the cards. However, this seems a little bit more reasonable, right? But you get now toward, like, yeah, this would be like end of year, I would guess, something like that. You get further out like that next year. So I could see that happening way before this. But here we are hoping that this bottoming pattern is going to hold, and that this move does not get recovered. Let's just throw a fib on here. Swing low. I want to take that high? No, I'll just do it for now. So we're at the 236 now. It bounced on the 236. Okay. There we go. So right at the fib. So yeah, you want to see this thing flag, you know, soonish, right? Since the 4 hour, let's get down to like the 30-minute. Give us a better idea what's happening here at this 50 EMA cloud. It's going to work its way through it or not. There it is. Okay. Not great action, as you can see. Well, there it is. Yeah, that's why I say not great, because you'd rather see these bars as it cut through. It was 1 in the morning, 1:34. So, this is the end of the Hong Kong session. So this is when you bring the fire right through that EMA cloud. Big green candle, just followed by green candle after green candle in a 30-minute. Look at how it cut through on the downside. Here's just they obliterated you right here. You know, reversal, get through this EMA cloud, get to it, and just reverse on you. But these are strong candles, right? Come through, follow up, and then bang, move right away from it, cut into the 200. Here again, moving away and through the EMA cloud, big candles closing. And, you know, they play with you a little bit in here, but you see the candle closures that you get, right? So right now, yeah, we're stacking. It's looking pretty good. What's that? What's it look like on 15? Oh wow, they did this again. But we're moving away. Yeah, Bitcoin's moving up. Let's see. Let's get on over. Yeah, Pepe is doing the thing. So this is what I was hoping for. Pepe came in when 8:15, 8:30, so a little earlier. We jumped down right here, and yep, Bitcoin. Pepe's following suit, pushing through the 200, sitting on top, closing that candle. That's really nice. So I'm expecting Pepe to recover and reclaim. I can see coming up to 200, 800 EMA on the 5-minute. It seems like a reasonable spot. Somewhere in here. And I mean, listen, this might give, well, here's your first retrace opportunity right here. Came in. Bounced off the 200, came into the 50. This is it. This is textbook. These two, I mean, this was rough. But this would have been great. This would have been a great opportunity right in here. Yeah, we just fired up. And that was my suggestion that, hey, this is higher low, drew the line. Yes, perfect. That's what I've been looking for. Target 1624. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for this room, 1622, what have you. I play ranges, I'm not looking for exact targets, but 200, 800 EMA on the 5 is are really good spots. It's going, see, like we came in down below, tap, 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 right? So what I'm looking for coming from underneath is, some similar activity. As that thing moves up, comes into the range, see how it deals with 800, might get jammed in between these two, which, let's not discount what that might mean. That might mean 3.5% moves back and forth for a little while as it, as it gets squeezed in between the 800 and 200 EMA, resolving this, they're gonna cross this up again. This is what the action is. And now what we're looking at is a deeper cross down, right? You see how this cross happened? I was playing it in here saying, that this thing looked like it was gonna curl back up to make this cross, which it did, and then promptly took it away. So that's some chop. And they did here too. A small one. So you can see that these crosses, when they come in, they produce. How long? Okay, how long this 200, 800 EMA cross, 50 over 800, wherever it's positioned, how long it holds, don't know. But you get movement based on this. You're getting a lot of movement based on these crosses. So even this little guy right here, it's been hard to play. It comes down. It does want a W, so you would have to play it off of here, off of this retrace coming up 200, 800 below, and then holding this EMA cloud, which it did not. So this is why I suggested it would have been tough to. That was really weird. Great. That was really weird. And here we go again. Pepe coin, bringing fire. We're going to go right to those levels, my friends. Maybe look for a pit stop. Get this local high, See what volume looks like on these guys. Nothing, it's going to get right through this. Already got through this. This might be the next area. Get these. Work through this range, yeah, looks like maybe this area will be, maybe the next challenger price. 16. Oh wait. I mean, this was my buy area last time. Right in this area, I was looking for this price to stay down in here. But this is my open buy box up here, 16.38, but we'll get back in those ranges. Yeah, I fully expect Bitcoin to get, Pepe to get up. Yeah, okay. RSI in the 5 minute. Looks great, Snopes look great. What's the 2-1 look like? Fine. 15 minute. Yeah, this does this all the time. This is the patterns that it puts in. Good structure on the 30. Really good. I mean, yeah, this pierce low, but holding on to the 800 now. Look at this too. One touch point, 2, comes in again and gets out. Gets out, right? So I'm fully expecting this to move away, sit on top on the 30 minute here, sit on top of this. I would expect price after this W to sit on top of this 50 and then close this candle, get on out of here, and start to do its usual rise, retrace, continuation. So depending how it deals with this area and gets into this 200 right here, we're going to see if price is going to check itself and stay up in this area and trade, which is 16.33, right above the 200, and maybe range 16.73, somewhere in that area. Okay, here and here. Or is it going to be able to get up and then attack this range up here? Come in and go for yesterday's high, where we sitting at 1788, right? And that would align with this channel right here. So let me stretch this channel out because it used it extensively yesterday, all in here, all at the bottom of it where it chopped sideways. It was this nice channel. Just take it out, extend it. Yeah, see what we get. Yeah, and that's a spot where once Pepe gets up into this area, it's probably going to start slowing itself down a little bit, in my opinion, if it were to move up into here relatively fast. When we start the day, M2, go to the M3. Okay, it can sit up on top of this. May need to do a little bit of work, but alright, I can see by the end of the day being up in here. That's not too aggressive for this point. What are we talking about on moves? Even from where we are. So what you can look for now is the retrace back into the 50, say somewhere, that's 10%. That's 10%. Now this move, on a 30 minute, I can expect to play out over the course of the next, 5 p.m. Friday. It could take into this evening, so it could take 12 hours coming to the Hong Kong session to be up here. It could take 30 minutes. The type of bars that this asset could put in, maybe a few hours, but realistically, if Pepe just trades fairly normally, this should take throughout the day and work its way up here. Hand off to, get through the New York session, chop around, get, hand off to Sydney, Asian session, Hong Kong. Should get there. Unless New York just wants to rip the range, but I would. So what's indicative of the New York session here, and you have to be careful of, is how they form price at the open in this box. And hey, listen, this is a fortunate move because they brought price up prior to the brinks, prior to the New York Open. This is the New York Open. This is 30 minutes before, and inexplicably before, an hour before that, price just takes off. Boom, rips to the top side. It's like a setup, so that they can open, bring price down, rip it to the upside. Now here we go. The actual New York Open happens all the way up here, all the way up here. So what I guard from is price running back through this brinks box again, but they already fulfilled that. So they started high, came down, and then ripped through it. So they basically fulfilled that type of structure, which they tend to do. You know, they'll tend to here's the EU brinks where they came in, started at rose price up, dropped it back down, just to come back in to leave again. So, you know, it's an activity that you see done over and over and over and over again. But I think we're good. I think we've got the retrace coming in on Pepe. Yeah, these candles are hammering down. This is consistent with what should be happening. Get up here, roll over, come in for the retrace. That's what I'd be looking for. And you're going to get this 800, 200 cross. This is, 50 MA 200 cross incoming. So, and that should, once that happens, should spike price all the way up to this like 1622 area shortly after. Let's just see. Yeah. So as we can see right here, we got the big bar before prior, but after, man, that's just running nuts. So your retrace on this may not be as healthy because we're getting really close to that cross, but we'll see what happens. You know, because bears try to unwind this, and they try to keep this from happening, so you know they can drive price down. Because once this takes place, there's a lot of bots that are going to buy off of this action. So, and now that this pattern is solidified for now, meaning that on the 5 we've crossed up, got an excellent retrace into the 50, this is perfect, and then just to cross back up over the 200 again. Now the next step for this is to come back in after the cross of the 200. Price could come all the way back down in, touch the 50 right here, and then rock it on out. So, you know, if the guard against that, you don't want to be buying up here. I'd be looking to buy in this red box, to be honest. As price came back down into here for a retrace. It's going to depend where these EMAs line. Get this out here. Widen this out. But yeah, it's really going to matter how this lines up when price comes back in, but I could see if I take a stab into here, psychological high from yesterday. Seems good. Even the daily open, you can take a stab all the way down here. All the way down. So again, this is where you would layer some buys in. And then once if candles close below this 50, then you have to know that you might be in trouble. So, but this is structure I'm looking for. Rise, retrace, continuation, just keeps doing it. So nothing out of the ordinary here. So basically just look for Pepe to come in at about 16, let's call it 1625, and I'm looking for a retrace somewhere in the 15, let's call it, 15, 16 area at the moment. And so it's going to be somewhere around 4.25%. Let's call it 4 flat. Right, the next 40%. So, and listen, that could be just one leg up, right? That could just be one leg, just like this, right here. As price came up and gave you 2.5%, actually gave you almost 4% with both oscillations, which I think you would get a similar structure here. You know, up, down, up. So we get up in this range. So as price does its thing, I think it'll, bounce up, bounce down, bounce up, at least. I don't know if it's going in a straight line to this area. I could be wrong. It is the New York market open still. Still early, still 10 o'clock, first half hour in, so price has license to giddy up, during this time. So let's check volume out though. Yeah, this is a nice candle. These are pretty strong. Pretty strong buying here. So check it. Let's check the retrace now. I like to go into the short time frame, see how the RSI and Stokes in particular play rank. Stokes will just all of a sudden pop up. If you catch it, you can see that vertical motion like this check, boom, and they can really see prices starting to giddy up if it holds that, like here. It gives you a nice play to the upside. So it's rattling around on the 1. Yeah, so everything's straight down now on the 5. No, 5 doesn't look straight down. So yeah, this gets a little scary. Not scary, but price can come down considerably. But the good thing is RSI is up, so you're close to bullish control. Even on the 1 minute, it looks like it's going to curl up over the 50 read. And these are important, because look at this check on the 50. If it went through here, what tends to happen is, like I'm saying, is bots get triggered, to sell. And what could happen is if those bots get triggered, they can drive price further down. Now, if that's the intention, the market maker to go after that liquidity, well, then that's part of the plan. But you would probably see that happen like here. This price came in, got tugged under. It looked like it was going to break and go to the upside. But no, one more oscillation down before it actually started its trek to the upside. So it gets up into bullish, control, breaks down, but perfect. Holding over the 50 read right now on the 1 is, this is what you want to see if we're going to expect price to continue higher. So it may never come back into this range right here on a retrace, but I'm still expecting something like that. Actually, let me bring it up a little bit because, it may not get back into the New York open area. There's a possibility that it only comes in and gets some of this vector candle right here that was created. So it'll come in now. But by the principle of playing these vector candles and the EMA cloud, the 50 to 200, price could easily stab into this range right here, 1553, like right in the middle of this, come to the bottom of the EMA cloud and just turn and burn. So 1555 could be an area of interest. But this box right here is where I start getting interested in looking at loans. As it came through to the downside, you may not want to buy the downside, right? You may not want to buy the downside. You may want to see it come in, resolve itself, and then start working its way up before you buy, because it may come all the way down to 200, even slip toward this Briggs box zone too, tap daily open and then go. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But let's see if this structure holds. If it's on 3, 5, so everything's resetting as we speak. On the 15, what does this look like? Nothing special. And the 30.
So the 30-minute doesn't give you all the confidence in the world that this is going to get through the CMA cloud, right? So price shot up with a big green, another positive bar, but did not close above the last one. Then we got a nice bullish candle, but it was blue. It didn't turn into a green vector, so not as much buying. See, I think you need something like this to push it. You know, green, 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 small reds, another green vector, got it up. So I'm not actually liking what how it's building at the moment. But we'll see how it holds. Need some time to work. Marinade. You know. Alright, so take that for now. What time is it? It's about 45 minutes in. Yeah, that seems like it's time for a treat. Let's check in on Bitcoin. Let me do this. All right, so it's interesting with both Bitcoin and Pepe. I mean, looking very similar in structure here. You know, on what's going on and how they're building the candles. 800 EMA is on top for Pepe, I believe. No, I'm wrong. Almost identical spots. So on the 30-minute, 800 EMA below, being used as support, 50 EMA in the middle, being broken as we speak, with the 200 EMA sitting above, getting ready to squeeze price. So we're either going to see this 800 EMA come down, squeeze price down, or we're going to see price drag the 800 up through everything. Now, let's see what wins. And Bitcoin is going to tell us a little story. What's happening, Big B? So, as Bitcoin resolves itself here at the 50 EMA cloud, is where I'll be paying attention. On the 5-minute, what price does as it comes into this region. How it's closing candles. To see if it's going to hold this posture. And give a nice bounce. And keep creating higher highs, higher lows. But it'll figure it out in the next 30 minutes or so. But Bitcoin's going to cooperate, and then that means what our friend Pepe coin will be able to do. Because it already hit the first part of the procedure here. That's getting up into the 50 EMA. This needs to hold. What does it look like on 5? Yeah, we got room to come in. This will be an area of interest for me. As price comes down into this, I will be buying it. What I'll be doing is waiting to see how candles form at the 200. I expect it to pierce through, come into the 50. And then as price resolves itself, I'd probably be looking for this as a retrace and a buy. To get up into this range at roughly a 4% raw price move. Just like we just had. This is about 3.5%. Took the whole thing almost 4. But I think it's just going to stack a couple of these. But it's all going to depend how price reacts now. Let's not now, in the next like 30 minutes. This looks good. RSI starting to curl up. The Stokes need to be, yep, there it is. Stokes coming out, so it's going to get another push to the upside. Now, if this for me is super bullish. This is the posture it could be in, where it's just bouncing way high off, not even coming down toward the CMA cloud yet, and really pull itself up fast. So, Stokes are not in position though, not even curled yet. So this is what you have to watch out for, because it gives the impression that it wants to go up, but Stokes are telling you now we're going to sink a little lower. Yeah, the one would it do? Looked like it was going to get out. This isn't good for price. This usually says it's going to drag down further, scraping around like this. You may only get a halfway move up and roll down. So, but this is expectation. That's what I'm looking for. Price drop through, and then on the way back up, I'd be looking for a buy on the retrace. Really on the 5-minute though. I look for it on the 5. So let these Stokes come all the way down on the 5-minute. Don't even consider a buy yet, and just wait till we get to the bottom. And then you want to see where Bitcoin Stokes are, because that'll give you the best opportunity. Because if they align, well, then you'll have the fortunate little pump. If you get these Stokes down and these are low, while the 5-minute Stokes are low on Pepe or whatever coin you're looking at, you want to try and get those two matched up. And that'll give you a nice little pump when you buy, typically on your altcoins. But is there anything you want me to look at, BB? See what Dixie's doing. Oh, that's good. That's good for Bitcoin. Oh, this is going to slide a lot lower. This looks like it can slide a lot lower. That should bring Bitcoin up. Total's getting some money finally. Move from 1.3 to 1.4 finally. That's 23. Still looking like crap. There's just no money coming in here. There's Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, chugging away. I haven't even looked at Cardano in a while. Just nothing. Actually, let's check in on our friend Trias, because this thing should be falling out. That's not going to be doing great. Yeah, I expected this thing to fall apart. So KuCoin news is not going to help it. It's trying to hold here with these higher lows, but this chop it sideways is not going to help it. If it does not resolve this relatively quickly, this 200 over 800 EMA cross is going to come in and spell doom for Trias, because it's been elevated for quite some time over it. So that's the first time we'll be coming in and touching it again since, what was this? June 20. Not too far, but then we're going to want to see what it does once it gets in here, right? The skin play, I think it's crossing. So now, are you going to get across like this? That plunges it down really deep. Has he lose 20, 25% of its value? Possible. I think that's in play for Trias because it hasn't really given it up yet. And with this KuCoin news, unless they do something, there's not going to be a lot of liquidity options for Trias. So that's the concern here. And that would put it. Actually, let me get rid of that. Do another one. I'm taking it for a cross at 25%. It's the $3, 307. So realistically, I would look for, if this cross takes place on Trias, which it looks like it's coming in too, and it's coming in at a very steep angle of attack. So it's not coming in sideways where it looks like it might skim. It looks like it wants to knife straight through it. Not like this angle right here, where it came in slower, a little bit more sideways. This is diving down pretty aggressively. So if it can't hold it and chop sideways and flatten this out, yeah, it may give us a bigger pullback. And at least recover, the vast majority of this. It seems like a decent spot. 350-ish. Yeah, right about 350 would make sense if it's gonna hold. Otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna get all this back down to 260s. And that's where the stuff's going. To be honest with you. XRP, not anybody's friend to trade. I got to tell you. Look at these. Look at this. Look at these. This is absurd. This is absurd. It was on a 30-minute too. I can't stand dealing with this thing. Oh, that's the wrong chart. That's why. So that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of XRP. Try to trade it. But Ant was trading it. He was looking for these. He liked these stabs when they came in. He said they come and do it again, and they do. They do it again. They do it again. And they align pretty well when we find them. So here's another one. This stab, and it came back in. What did it give you? 2%. So by that principle, I guess you could suggest price coming into here again. But I don't know if he just does on the lows. He was following this stuff. I just kind of did it after. Yeah, they're all red candles. None of them are green. So I don't know if that principle holds up with this. This looks like a recovery pattern, to be honest with you. Yeah, W. If XRP tracks like Bitcoin, well, you can expect XRP to do. Get up in here. So right now, Bitcoin on the 30 is sitting on top of, I believe it's 800 EMA. Yep, using the support. So, XRP, 800 EMA is all the way up here, right? So it's completely out of whack compared to Bitcoin. And even our good old friend Pepe is handling it well, bouncing on the 800 on the 30-minute. That's strong. That is strong. What else we got? Check out waves finally below 2 again. Is this the one? That's the one. Yep, finally got into these lines here. This thing should really be at 0, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, same thing. Different. What's it going on at 30? See where that? Yeah, it's actually getting sandwiched again. So again, a lot of these coins are getting you get squeezed in between the 800, 200 like this. This one's a little different. 50's coming in on top. 50's coming in on top. So this negative cross already happened. I think we unwinding this bad boy. I think if we unwinding this downward movement, this would have to hold and get on out. Not RSI. It's good structure though. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This is the range right here, 19407. It's going to need to break this. Once it deals with this area, this range, where the 200 is, that's what you watch it for. Watch how price reacts right about here. That'll give you a clue as to whether it's going to be able to attack. This is just doing it. It's doing. That's what you're hoping for. Probably this liquidity zone right here. 800 EMA. And as price gets into these areas with the 800 sitting here, you watch, see how these candles will go. If it breaks through, sits on top, well, you have a pretty good idea. Price isn't going to stop here. Probably going to go up here. Probably going to go after this, one of these highs. Because it'll move fast once it breaks this. Once it breaks this line, price is going to move pretty quick up to the bottom of this box. Right about there. It's 1963. So I can see it moving pretty quick. That's all it has to hold. Let's see SNX. This is like my favorite coins to go to 0 that we're holding on. Let's see, on the 5. This looks good. That looks pretty good. You get this 50 over 200 EMA cross. It's gonna hold. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's got to get it. Nope, the woman not cooperating. That 5 looks good. It's bouncing pretty good. What's this range? 7. Might not be worth it. Might not be worth it. Yeah, because price, gonna have to get through there. So make it a little higher than that. Make it 2% of this move. Just take out these highs. So now it's gonna have to come up here and deal with this. These highs right here. And this will be the bigger one. Yeah, this area. It's gonna have a tougher time getting through. But XLM was piping up before. Yeah. Let's see what I thought I was going to do here. That worked out. Made a lot of sideways action. Yeah, XLM not as positive. This is not nearly as good. Cross below the 800. Yeah, it's going to have to do a lot of work to get itself right. It does give you the opportunity, though. What's this run? It's 3% to the 800. Put this right in here. Yeah, might be a decent play. Stellar Lumen. So, once again, Carlo. Could be our bottoming pattern. Same rise, retrace. That's what we're looking for. Get up into this 800 EMA. So to where we were here? Yeah, we're at 2.34%. Possibly. Gypsy Bass. Just running through some coins, seeing if there's any plays. BCH. Man, almost picked some up yesterday. I don't know how much more this has. It's the 4 hour. Man, that's strong. I wouldn't mess around with it for a short. Even with all this. Yeah, that's holding up pretty good. It's the 1 hour. It's actually curling at the 50. It looks like it wants to leg up again. Just, yeah, this is very strong. BCH. What's the 15? It's more than 30, but yeah, I look for the 800 as a. Oh, looks like it's gonna bounce. Keep on going. Although I do not like that candle right there on the 5. I don't like that. It's like this guy up here. Where it stopped to. Yep. So it had trouble. It took out all these highs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Yeah, it may chop a little while. It got up there really fast. Let's just give this a retest. May come in for a bounce. So where are we? M3. Yep. So if Bitcoin Cash is gonna keep going up, it's gotta go here. Gotta get on up here. Start trading up here. Attacking the psychological high. And put itself in position to go after this high. And it's not going to do it if it slides down any further, because the 800 EMA is right here, and you do not want this 200 to cross below the 800. Because this is what it usually spells. Stuff like this. 13% to the downside. So, I'm going to get back over to Pepe. And see if it's following the path. Yep, there it goes. Doing exactly what we thought. Just tap the box, man. So aggressive. Doesn't give you a lot of opportunities when it's pushing like this. Yes, I think 16, 16, 18, 16, 27 is coming for Pepe. Pretty soon. Because Bitcoin looks like it's still chugging along. Yeah. And you can forget it too. Bitcoin pulls this through. This is only on a 3 minute. But Bitcoin pulls through that cross. It already did the 200, 50 over 200. I think you're going to see. We're going to see right now. We're literally going to see in the next couple minutes how it deals with this 800 EMA. What did I do last time here? Hard to determine. But yeah, that's why I be paying attention again. See how price reacts. Just give you the clues. But I am dialed in on my friend Pepe. Solana up 7%. Okay. Let's check you out in a second. Let's check Solana. Because there's just no reason for this to be up 7%. That's for sure. Well, that's interesting. Took them all out. Yeah, just did it this way. Wow, okay. Finally recovered the range, so broke. This is it. This is the area I was looking at. Got it last night. Yesterday. So tapped it yesterday, came back in. Solana looks like it's building, man. Solana building back better. It's on that plan. So next area for Solana should be relatively easy. Go after this high. Looks like it's getting ready to. Where do we start? And right between M2 and 3. Yeah, we park right in the middle. I look for Solana to get up in here. 21.5, 22, maybe 21.75, 22. This could have some issues, I think. I think right here, yeah. This range, once it gets up in the 2230 area, it's probably going to get checked pretty hard. Trade sideways for a bit, but it looks like it's going to get there pretty quick. 3%. It's not bad. Not bad with what looks like really, it's built out pretty nice. Let's get something like that. This. Let's see if we can't nail down Solana. There we go. This always does this. It's a new thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, okay, bottom line. Where's it coming from? 3, as well. That. I'll take that. So we'll see if Solana uses this trend line, this top, to knock itself back down and roll. If not, it'll start closing candles above this halfway line, because you can see it hasn't been able to do that yet on this trend. Couple, and roll right over. So what you'd like to see is Solana start trading in this box and using this trend to sit. So these big giant oscillations, you want to see flag, start to come out flag and then go up. It's going to be very aggressive. I mean, besides this V shape is you don't get more aggressive than that, but try playing it. This is difficult. You would have to been on this, watching this type of action right here on the 200 and having that be your like your go time. That's what 5 looks like though. See if it gives you any real indications. This would have been bad down in here. Rise, retrace, there it is. You bought in this range. This is perfect. This is the pattern. be honest. We've got on the 5 minute, perfect come in, makes the W right here. But actually that's not really the W. What you want is this. Comes in, touches the 200, back into the 50, and crosses the 200. And this is strong. This just lets you know that's probably not even going to come in touch this 50 again, which it did not. Flagged. Right? You just draw this pattern out all the time on these coins, get an idea of how price is going to chop around. Because this is what it does. This is what all of them fucking do. But this was the money spot for Solana. Right in there, that retrace. Would have been tough getting in much later. But this align's perfect. 800 down below too. Really nice. All right, let's check in with some other shit. Solana, who else is up? Yeah, but I'd be looking for a short from Solana being up as much as it is, but kind of look like it wants to give it up yet. Pepe playing nice. Near, where are you, buddy? Where are you? A little different. 800 on top. 800 on top. Containing probably that. Now here we go. I think it's gonna break. I think Near's gonna break to the upside, and here's why. So 200's below, 50's below, but we go from. Check this. Staying below. First of all, as it fell through, we go from barely touching it to touch point, fall through, touch. So this chop here on the 800 should let you know that this was imminent, that this cross was going to come, and that this is going to drag price down on the 5. So as we come back and say, what can I look for as a recovery point? Well, it was not going to break to the upside anytime soon because the 200 was regulating. It was just not getting through it. Until we get to here, and what happens? Tap. Just a touch and runs away. So now what do we get? We get a nice bottoming pattern down here. Check. That's check number 1. So get our little W. So now we start attacking into the 200, sit above it, retrace. That's beautiful. That's nice, except that the 200 is below. But this could have been a nice, decent buy point. You would have got chopped up in here, but this is by the principle of buying this is what you would buy. This is the retrace you would buy. One of these, any of these. Hoping that you get the big one, that you get this big pop that I think, actually, now looking at this, is probably going to come. This looks like a setup right here, but price is going to get squeezed between the 200 and the 800. And right now, the 200 is being pulled up, and the 800 is flattening out. That's what it looks like it's happening to me. Still arc down, but the 200 has a higher angle of attack to the upside. It's flattening out a little bit right here, but this looks like a normal oscillation where, yes, the 5, Stokes going up. Here's your clue. You want it to hold out of the red. If this RSI on the 5 minute gets into the red, could be a problem. Not the 1 or the 2, but they give you a clue. I go into those every now and then to see if I'm getting this action right here, steep, straight down, headed right into the red. You don't want that. Sometimes I'll chop around, up, down, but you want to see this type of stuff. Just turn and burn and get on out. So I'm not there on the 5 minute. 5 minutes more important for the short term stuff. 15 is still above. 50 reads important too. You want to stay above the 50 on these time frames if you can. It's always helpful. 30 looks good. Looks like a nice oscillation up. So yeah, it's near protocol, and it is. I don't like these wicks, man. I really don't like that. It's not trading the way it used to. That's for sure. That is for sure. But yeah, that's the play for me. I want to see price get squeezed because this 200 crosses up over the 50. Yeah, it could be some fireworks. What's this range? Oh, 2.25%. It breaks that. Yeah, you're looking at a nice 4. 4, 5. That's only one M zone too, or M3 typically price when market maker wants to move it, get out of the region, they'll move too. So they could go up to the M5 if the idea is to take price and move it out of the zone. They might get up into the M5, which makes a lot of sense. This is where you're gonna get more resistance from this last sell point here. Looks like a higher volume event too. Yep, higher volume bar. So after dealing with, ooh, yeah, I forgot it hasn't even got through these highs yet. So this is the first range. It's gonna need to get through. First significant range I don't need to deal with. And look at that, got a bounce point there. Almost 3%, right around 3. That's actually nice. So I usually play these on 10x to 30. Even a 5x, be very conservative, a 15% move in a few hours or half a day. Not too shabby. Something like this, if you would come in, take positions like this, maybe look for the bounce here. You use just below the your stop. Might be somewhere below the 200. Let's see. Something like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, something like that. And I do stuff like this to help me when I'm taking positions like this, if I'm taking long, and I were to take it, say right here, I'm just going to take it. You know, how much am I willing to? 10%, right? So I can't mess around. So 10%, this is already 4.5% to the downside for me. You know, so, but, you know, I'm looking for it to come up here. Give me a 6 to 1 risk reward ratio is nice. However, you want to make sure you're not getting too chopped up and stuff like this. And you might want to use slightly below the 200. It's not like you're safe, he'll come in and stab it. So, want to get that better entry. And go for something like this. 3% to the downside. It's not great. It's not great because the stop loss can get hunted. You want to be further. Like ultimately looking at this, you would say, all right, I want to put my stop loss here. I want down in here. Why? Because this is the only stabs down or back here. This little quick one here, you stab here. So by that principle, you want it somewhere below this line, and that would take you to getting trying to get an entry. For me, the way I do this, I try to say around 3, a little under 4%. So that might be a better option. And listen, it just causes you to pause, makes you wait to get a trade, and I find waiting isn't the worst thing in the world, to be honest. So, and yeah, even how this RSI looks right now, doesn't look the greatest. Even, oh yeah, this looks like it's about to come in. Yep. So there you go. I would let this come in. Make another stab like this. And it used to be fun to play for me. And then you might be able to play this chop for a couple percentage points. But that's near. Wow, look at the disparity on Raven coin. What is going on here? This is Raven USD on Bittrex. Is down 9% at 2 cents flat. What is going on? How is it like that? 1985. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one. Some weird shit going on with Raven. Not one to sleep on, I'll tell you that. Raven coin's a mineable coin. I think I keep saying it to Tim. I think it'd be the same position as some of these coins that survive because they didn't free mine it, and there's no insider. I think this is like an honest release. Oh, this doesn't even have the full history. Yeah, because I know this thing went to 20-some cents. That's where I sold it. Yeah. Up here. I got it like 23. On the triple top, baby. Okay, what else we have? Is it doing it right now? I think. This track's nice. That's why I like sticking to one coin typically. I like to map it and play the shit out of it. OP. I was doing OP for a while. The truth about OP is trying to trade on KuCoin was tough because all the entries I would try, I would do this, map it out, and you just couldn't actually get those trades in where you would want to on KuCoin. You get iced out unless you had those orders sitting, waiting, and that's just not how you can play this stuff. So, OP gave the cross on the 5. Oh, this is perfect. This is good too. It's a nice retrace. This is where you would buy a retrace, but I don't like this candle structure up top here at all. And that aligns with all these highs right here. That's having trouble getting through. But what that means is, what are we looking at here? That's almost 2%. So if OP comes down on this oscillation, slides through, does a similar formation down here, but you have a pretty good idea that you may just be looking at another oscillation up, coming up into this box again, trying to tap this range, trying to get up out of here. And it really looks like it wants to because, you know, Big Daddy 800 EMA is right here. So you can see price chopping here a little bit as this squeezes down, and then bang. You know, work away at this range. You know, spike up, you know, something like that. And we're gonna make it work the range for a while, and then takes off. Gets above the 800 boogies. And then you could be looking at much higher, simply because, you know, once it takes this range, the next stop is at that 800, which is going to slide in right here, which is this structure, right? And then it's short work to here. 270, in my opinion. So for OP, I mean, 270 and 27, I always do that. I like 270, it's not going that fucking high. So from this point, that's a 5% raw price move. Yeah, and that's, you know, very highly likely as long as she holds this trend to the upside, right here. It's not an unreasonable one. Let's see how long it puts us. Something like that. What time is that? 9th? I guess after 10th. Yeah, so it's not even like super fast. This will take a few days to play out. Ultimately, to get up there. Potentially. I mean, as you can see, it's going to rip in a few hours. So take all that with a grain of salt. Let's get on in. See what Bitcoin's up to. Here we go, dealing with that 800 EMA. So it's actually looking good. Looks like it's going to push through. Other side looks okay. Well, this Stokes needs to reset. So it actually looks pretty good. Because even if it does reset here, that's totally fine. It's just another oscillation down in here with the 50 EMA, just like it did here, and then come into, for its attack. So the more touches it gets on this 800, and the closer they get. So, if it comes up and touches again, I would expect that it's going to break through on one of these as it keeps touching from the downside. It's good. Convert same thing from the upside. More touches in faster succession typically mean it wants to break. Now here they fool you. 1, 2, 3, and breaks up, and breaks up. But it did the same thing. Touch a lot, touch a lot, touch a lot. What you want is when it's going to sit up above and be aggressive, bang it out. You would have wanted it to sit on top of 200 real quick. But this is an instance where you see price got squeezed, 201, brought it down, crush price. Here we want to see the opposite. We want to see the 200 bringing price up, squeezing it up. So we're going to want to see more touches on the 800 from the bottom side and less touches on the 200 on the top side. From here. Right, so if price came down as it's doing this, comes in. If price comes into this 200, you're going to want it to zap right on up. You don't want on the 200 because it's not likely to go up from there, right? If it does this on the 200, it's, in my opinion, more likely to break down. Because they're probing. It would mean they're setting this range up. They're either probably accumulating their shorts at that point from this entire range, right? This bill, all these green candles here, is retail buying. Retail potentially buying in this, at the top of this range. It's definitely retail buying. This price immediately turns around and rips it. These like 50x guys, are done. They're just destroyed. Here's the perfect case for that, right here. The highest point in the chart. This candle, this green candle, I bet if you looked at it in, say, like Exo charts, you see the delta. Probably the most buying went on here. That means the market maker was selling. He developed a short. And then promptly reversed price all the way back down. And obliterated anybody who longed with high leverage up in this range. So now my hope is, we start seeing some quick oscillations, bang, 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 just keep tapping on that 800, and then push through. That's Bitcoin. What's ETH doing? Where's it in the same position? 800 below or on top? Way up top, wow. So he's got a lot of room. He's got a lot of overhead. Interesting. It's only 1%, but the point is the gap that it has. I mean, it already crossed over 200. I think it's going to go right to it. So here's price crossing 200 back here. There's one cross happened. Yeah, that went almost 2%. Almost 2%. So where this price? So price is here. Cross happened. It puts us. Oh, look at that. It puts us over the 800, but at this price structure, which makes a lot of sense for a stopping point for Ethereum. You're right in this box here. 1901. Let's see if I get into chopping around. That seems reasonable from here. And then price would be, if you can manage to get above this, I would expect it to chop a little bit. Not too many touches on that 800, just like we talked about. You want to sit above. Get on out of dodge. Let's see Phantom. I haven't seen you in a while. Man, it's so funny to see these horizontals get hit almost perfect. I mean, I probably drew that 2 months ago. Same concept. Phantom actually would, because it hasn't crossed the 200, so if you've noticed, going through some of these coins, 50 over 200 cross, Phantom looks like it's struggling, but they tend to all follow through with this stuff. It's like a rotation. Phantom's the only one down, too. Interesting. Ape down. Everybody else is up. Time. So I don't pay attention to that. Most things are up. Yeah, Phantom could be a buy. Not sure why it's off today. But I'll actually wait. What's the 5 minute? Looks like it just broke structure into a lower low on the 5. Was keeping this up pretty nice, but actually it could just be stab low like this. Cut this out. So say cut this out as noise. That's just a manipulative move as a cash grab, let's say. You can suggest that this is the trend. Bounce, bounce. You would want it to stay in this box. And if Phantom can, I'd be looking for this 200 cross, man. But Phantom's got to hold now. Looks like it is. There's the 1 minute curling up, looking beautiful. What's this, the 1 hour? Yeah, that's a W. Or 30 minutes. Let's start to form a W. It's early. Because you come in. It's gonna come down. If you want to hold this speed higher, could come into this line. You got daily open here, yesterday's low, all this shit. Yeah. That's something I'd be looking for out of this guy. Seems reasonable. Oh, there you go. That's spicy. That's a spicy play. 8.3%. Phantom's looking good right now. That's looking nice. There we go. So now, by principle of just being able to buy somewhere in this little box, get a tight stop. Not that, but let's see what I'm doing here. Yeah, about that. 3.5% roughly. What's this guy? 24 to 1. Yeah, that's the hunt. That's what I'm looking for. But again, like this, it's not gonna get there in one shot. Let's be real. This is a high volume event right here. In this area, it's gonna have to get through. It's gonna do some work. And that's right above the 50. So as it comes in here, you can get some significant resistance. Some chop. I mean, you bring it right back down here. So you just hope it holds. But even that, I mean, this is a pretty good move right here. It's 3% just to get over 50. Yeah, add an EMA cloud. That's probably actually really good. That's a really good setup right there. And that's it. You're just playing the setup. You're playing that this oscillation is going to hold. This trend line is going to hold. And if not, you break, you're out. You're out. Roughly 3.5% to the downside. That's the price for taking this bet. Because that's what it is. Just a bet. How about Litecoin? How long is it going to hold up? I'm not even getting into it. This is Jasmy. This is another piece of garbage that has futures contracts on it for some reason. Just take people's money. Jasmy gets difficult to play. It just wants to drop in, 4 or 5% wicks. Clear your ass out. Like this one down here. It's insane. It's very, very, very difficult to play. Very difficult. Because that's not a bar. That's just a wick. Bar's all the way up here. 12% on a goddamn wick, right? 10x. You can't play this. 120% down. That's why this gets very difficult. This just sticks this thing. It's Friday at noon. Come on, what's going on there? And then you think, okay, it's gonna come back into the bottom of this wick like it did on this one, but nope, barely even retraced it. So yeah, I never got into Jasmy. I played it once or twice, but it's just a lot more difficult to get the predictive moves. But I mean, this happens. This shit goes on. Just wipe you out in a heartbeat. Pepe. All right, here we go now. That's what I'm talking about. Get some touches. Yeah, I want to see this bang away at the 200 now. My expectation would be to sit on top. And then once it does that, I think could be off to the races for Pepe again. What else we got? And if there's anything in, or you want to look at, just let me know. I used to play ApeCoin a lot. I'll still play it too, but I just my focus has been Pepe, simply because it's the fucking most popular coin, man. It's the most talked about meme coin out there. So get 8. So here's a great example of coming in and just touching the 800, barely touching it, and just moving away from it like it's a disease. So if it came in and touch trade here, it'd give it opportunity to push through. Here's where it gave the impression that it might do that here on the 200, all these touches to ultimately roll over on you. So it's not, it's not 100%, but where from below you would think that this is going to touch, cross up, but I finally gave it up. I think what may have given you the clue too on something like this is RSI. RSI's weakening. Might get stronger. Good point. Let's check out Pepe. See what that RSI looks like at the 5. Take a look at that. If there's any concern like that. Yeah, see, it's recovering. So Pepe is actually recovering on its RSI, looking good instead of sloping down, getting up into bullish control, stuff like that. I gotta grab a plate. I gotta grab something to eat.